Introduction to Chemistry. This first lecture is going to give you an overview of the topics that you'll be learning about this year. Biological chemistry, environmental chemistry, and technological applications of chemistry. Chemistry. Why do we need it? Number 1, medical applications. Are you feeling sick? Well, thanks to biochemists working with doctors, we have medications and shots that can make you feel better. Number 2, agricultural applications. Do you like getting that salad from McDonald's? Well, thanks to soil chemists working with farmers, all of that is possible. Finally, number 3, technological applications. Do you enjoy listening to Beyonce or looking at the football games on that high-definition TV? Thanks to solid-state chemists working with engineers, that's possible. Imagine being without chemical cures for diseases and infections. What if you didn't have a 911 emergency number? Hospitals and clinics were not within an easy commute. What would you do? Unfortunately, our first picture, the guinea worm infection, results from drinking unsterilized water. Gangrene, herpes, and ringworm are easily treatable with medications, but in the absence of such, these are the unfortunate results. What do we do when we're hungry? We either go to the McDonald's and get a Happy Meal, or we go to the grocery store and buy a week's worth of groceries. Suppose you don't have access to fast food restaurants and grocery stores. What do? You can grow your food. Suppose the soil isn't good enough to grow a lot of crops. Unfortunately, as of August 2011, the United Nations says about 3.6 million people are now at risk of starvation in Somalia, and about 12 million people across the Horn of Africa region, including in Ethiopia and Kenya. After looking at the last two slides, I think that we can appreciate the benefits of chemistry. Number 1, thanks to vaccinations, cancer chemotherapy, and antibiotics, we can reduce the number of sicknesses. Number 2, thanks to fertilizers and pesticides, we can make strong soil that can grow a lot of crops and a lot of food. And finally, number 3, thanks to rechargeable batteries and high-definition screens, we can enjoy music entertainment and leisure activities. Okay, let's talk about the topics that we'll be studying this year. The first one, environmental chemistry. That's the study of the chemical processes that regulate the ecosystems and habitats of Earth. In other words, land, air, and sea are one giant mix of chemical reactions. How does that help us? Well, number 1, thanks to chemical reactions, we have better soil that increases our farm harvest. Number 2, for those of us who live in the cities and in urban areas, if we have a sewage spill or sewage runoff, thanks to chemistry, we can neutralize the toxic sewage and turn that sewage water back into usable drinking water for us. The second unit that we'll be studying this year will be biological chemistry. That's the study of the chemical processes that regulate human biological function. In middle school science, you might have learned that biology was the study of life. For example, let's look at the cholesterol molecule. You were probably told that too much cholesterol in the arteries leads to heart disease. Well, in chemistry, we're going to learn why excessive amounts of cholesterol within our arteries cause heart disease, the result of chemical bonds which form between cholesterol and other molecules also residing within the arteries. So that's something you'll learn later on this year. When public awareness of AIDS was first initiated around 1981 and 1982, many doctors and health officials wondered if there would ever be a cure for AIDS. 30 years later, thanks to biochemists working with doctors, we have at least 6 types of drugs which are part of an antiretroviral therapy which can not only slow the progression of AIDS, but allow victims to lead active lives. Finally, the last theme that we'll discuss this year will be technological applications. We love those iPhones, the iPads, and those flat screen TVs, but where do those things come from? The tooth fairy? The trees? Nope. They come from solid-state chemists working with engineers. For example, multi-walled carbon nanotubes, electron conducting polymers. All of these materials allow us to download information almost instantaneously. Without these compounds, we'd still be transmitting signals over wires and using transistor tubes. Okay, thank you for your attention. Please review this video lecture as many times as you need to master the material. Next topic coming up, Introduction to Scientific Logic. Thank you again.